This video is about our visit to Orte, Italy. We took a European grand tour last year, my son and I, and this is episode Orte. I actually picked him up in Frankfurt, and then we went north to Ludenscheid, where my friend Larissa lives. You might know Larissa from some of my other videos. She's my number one adventure buddy, usually. In the old days, it was my mom, but my mom is 93 years old now and can't come along anymore. So I began making these videos as a way to bring her along. And she then suggested that I make even longer videos because they were very meditative to watch. But then when I made the quiet videos, she said she wanted me to put in more explanations. So we're always evolving in the YouTube video industry, and I am trying to comply with what my number one fan, and possibly my only fan at this point, wants to see and hear. So I will try to explain a little bit about the things that we're seeing here in Orte, Italy. Orte is one of the old cardinal cities. In another video, we visit Orvieto. Orvieto was a former bishopric, Catholic bishopric. It is located about 60 kilometers or 37 miles north of Rome. It sits at an elevation of about 132 meters or 433 feet, although it seems higher when you're on top of the Table Mountain in the town. The Etruscans inhabited the area in the 6th century BC, and they called it Herta. The Etruscans lost the territory to the Romans in two battles, fought in 310 and 283 BC. We basically just wandered the streets without much of a plan, enjoying the architecture and the cute little potted plants that somebody thought to put just about everywhere. When we reached the center of town, we settled down in a cafe, and I had a cappuccino, and they had this catalog. The local people were selling off a lot of their antiques and treasures. It was very interesting looking through the catalog. Some of the paintings were quite stunning. Of course, everything was ridiculously expensive. It didn't seem that the people were in any way desperate, though maybe eager to part with some of their ancient family treasures. These are just ordinary village scenes to most Italians. But for us Americans, where nothing is really old unless you're from, say, Boston or Philadelphia, this is pretty cool and pretty different from what we're used to. It was hard not to appreciate the views from the panoramic walks around the city down into the valleys below. and you have to wonder about all those places off in the distance and the other hills and the farms. Orte doesn't appear to be overrun with tourists. I'm not sure if it is at any time of the year because most people tend to go to Orvieto, but we like the out of the way places.
Hey, look, this car's doing it. And he's going on the smaller road.
Yeah.
I wonder where my son got off to. Oh, of course, cats.
Ho visto artisti in Neuschwanstein, a Germania. Prima ieri siamo stati nel castello Bayern, Bayerischer. This was the cardinal's apartments. The big cheese. Che gentilezza. Normally, honey, this is not open. We happen to be very, very lucky to catch this lady, and she's so super nice to let me do this. Because normally, yeah, nobody knows these things exist. Io sono un artista e mi piacerebbe di fare il lavoro volontario per la ristorazione. Sarò uno.
That is very similar to our panda, but it is not our panda. After exploring Orta, we headed over to Orvieto. We actually stayed at a B&B not too far from either city, so we didn't stay in the cities in any of the hotels. We stayed at a B&B out at a farm, probably about 5 miles away. Be sure to look out for my other videos on Orvieto and the widescreen version of Orta. There's a lot of good stuff in both of them that you won't want to miss. Thanks for watching. Bye.